Let's talk about the second most important piece of motorcycle safety equipment that you can buy. I think everyone would agree that your helmet is the most important piece of safety equipment. After all, head injuries are one of the most common injuries in a motorcycle crash and are estimated to be the cause of death in over 50% of fatalities. The second most important piece of equipment is up for debate. Airbag vests like these ones do a great job of protecting the torso and spine in case of injury, but they aren't particularly common outside of motorcycle racing. They are becoming more common in street riders, but they still haven't been universally adopted. I'll cover them in a different video. Proper motorcycle boots and motorcycle riding pants like these can help prevent injuries to the lower extremities. But I'd argue that motorcycle gloves are even more important. In many accidents, the hand is one of the first body parts to make contact with the ground. Loss of hand function can result in significant difficulties doing routine tasks at home and at work. In this video, I'll talk about what to look for in a motorcycle glove and show you some features that can keep your hand and wrist looking like this. This is a nice normal x-ray where all the bones are in alignment and there are no fractures or dislocations. First, let's look at how glove length can affect the safety profile. Here we have 3 gloves of different lengths. We have a shorty glove, a mid-length glove, and a full gauntlet glove. Short gloves are typically more comfortable for street riding and often provide better comfort in warm temperatures. However, they're usually lightweight with smaller, weaker Velcro closures. In the event of a crash and slide, you run the risk of your glove being pulled off, exposing your hand to the pavement. At the other end of the spectrum are full gauntlet racing style gloves. These types of gloves often have the most advanced safety features and stronger Velcro so that they stay on your hands in the event of a slide. This glove, for instance, fastens in 2 places, here lower down in the wrist and here higher up. However, gauntlet gloves are typically more expensive. In the middle, you have mid-length gloves like these, which offer a nice mix of value and safety features. Compared to the short gloves, you can see a more secure Velcro fastener. Now, let's talk about glove material and fit. Your 2 choices are going to be textile and leather gloves. Predominantly textile gloves do have some benefits. They can be lighter weight, more breathable, and less expensive. They also don't need to be broken in like leather, so they can hold their shape for longer. Predominantly leather gloves offer better abrasion resistance in the event of a slide. I also like the fact that leather can slightly stretch and mold better to the shape of your hand. Just make sure you purchase the correct size. It's always better to go a little bit snug in leather gloves because they will stretch and mold to your hand over time. Textile gloves retain their shape and will not stretch as much as leather. Now, let me show you some key safety features that could really protect your hands. Take a look at these 2 gloves and tell me if you can spot the key safety differences between them. Both are lightweight summer gloves made from a combination of leather and textile materials. This one is a bit longer than this one, as we discussed earlier. They both have carbon knuckle protectors, but this glove has something that might keep your wrist looking like this and not like this. On this x-ray, there are comminuted fractures of the distal radius and distal ulna with additional injuries to the carpal joints. This little thing is called a palm slider and is usually made from a plastic material. It can sometimes be made from metal in more expensive gloves. If you don't have a palm slider and land on your hand will stick and all of the force will be transmitted into your wrist, increasing your risk of fracture. If you have a palm slider, your hand can slide during the crash like this, distributing the force over a longer distance. This can sometimes mean the difference between a fracture and a sprain. With all else being equal, I'd look for gloves with this feature. There's another important safety difference that you may have spotted. The white glove also has a pinky attachment. When falling, a person's natural instinct is to extend the arm and open up the fingers. This puts your pinky at risk for jamming, dislocation, or even fracture. And let me tell you, it is not a pretty sight. You don't have to be a radiologist to see just how messed up this pinky is. The next time you're shopping for motorcycle gloves, look for ones with a pinky attachment like this. These gloves limit how far your pinky can move and decrease the risk of injury. Just look at how much less your pinky moves with these gloves compared to these gloves. A lot of people don't understand how important pinky fingers really are. They're not just for scratching inside your ear or picking your nose. No, they play a huge role in grip strength and directly oppose the thumb. So if you were held hostage and had to choose one finger to cut off, never choose the pinky. Always go with the index or middle finger on your non-dominant hand. So there you have it. If you're looking for the safest possible motorcycle glove, go with a full gauntlet with a palm slider and a pinky attachment. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite motorcycle glove?